Tom Duty. A recent post begins, yesterday I attended Marianne's funeral. It's a woman I met once briefly. The exchange was awkward. I said hola. I'm in a Spanish-speaking neighborhood, and that's a common way to greet people. And she responded bitterly, I'm not Spanish. She then died in the next couple of years, and I hadn't, the first and only time that I met Marianne. And then it took her 6 months post-mortem before she was laid to rest in a crypt mausoleum in Fairview, New Jersey. So if it had been a more normal memorial service, a more normal funeral within a week or days of the date of death, I wouldn't have gone. I felt like I wouldn't know Marianne, but since it took so long to lay her to rest, my wife came home from the community pool with stories. So by the time Marianne got buried, I felt like I knew her. But I only knew of her in the stories that were told about her after she died. It was a nice ceremony. A Catholic priest, the lawyer who was the executor, who's the one who really did everything he could to move this thing along faster. Despite his best efforts, it still took a long time. And a couple other people that knew her from the community and from the pool. So that post on Nextdoor attracted a comment from Keith Wercher, who put an obituary, and Keith Wercher is Fairview, which is where Marianne was buried, and he put a obituary for Marianne. I didn't think one had been written, and I'm still not absolutely sure this is the Marianne whose funeral I went to, but nonetheless, this was a great community effort by Keith to react to my post and contribute the way he did. I'm not the only one that thinks that. Sharon commented about Keith and said, Keith, great job. And then Anne writes, Anne of New York, New York. Sharon is Weehawken. Anne is New York, New York City. She writes weird. And Jimmy of South Fort Lee, I don't understand. So Jimmy, it's I don't understand. It's always a tough comment for me to read. I don't understand as a statement, but is it a question? I will just treat it as a statement. I don't understand.